camera goes to war. Each day it records the courage and heroism of our troops in battle. But rarely do you see the camera and the men behind it who risk those same dangers to send back their stories and pictures. Cameramen are always on the job. In the air, out in the desert, and in the trenches, it's nothing new for them.
Well, cinema and war have actually a very long history. We could say they co-developed together. And this starts already at the very beginning, pre-cinema, when in the 19th century, Gatlin developed the automatic machine gun in a cylindric kind of way that could fire rapidly. And this directly inspired Jules Etienne Marais to develop his chronophotographic rifle, which was a rifle. Again, it's a weapon that also had a cylindric vault which could take photographs in a rapid succession, which allowed him to photograph movement. So this was a direct inspiration, and then vice versa again. Marais was not a photographer, he was a physiologist, and he worked for the army as a researcher, and he was researching movement. So his findings that he about movement that he was shooting and that he found with this rifle, this photographic rifle, were feedback again to the army. Airplanes that were developed around the First World War, a bit before, but they were intensively more developed during the First World War. They were actually immediately also equipped with cameras, photo cameras and film cameras. So there's this aerial intelligence, this also reconnaissance from above, was also already in the First World War a very decisive factor. And ever since that, the First World War was a sort of catalyst for all kinds of machines, not only war machines, but also vision machines. So telescopes, periscopes, the cameras that were more lightweight, that could be taken to the battlefield, all that was developed in and during the war and also immediately used as weapons. So images, a succession of images became as important as a succession of bullets.
In the Army Film Unit, volunteers from all sections get an intensive training under experts. First comes the theoretical side of the job. Then they're put through battle courses, where they practice taking pictures under actual fire, till they're passed out to join the hundreds of other forces cameramen who, with their newsreel colleagues, daily make a permanent record of the drama of the battlefront. This is the real thing.
There is a lot of vision technology that was developed as a weapon, literally, but alongside of that there was the representation of the war, again, First World War was very decisive in empowering Hollywood, actually, because in 1917 the United States, they went to war, and President Woodrow Wilson had promised his voters that he would not go to war, but something happened and he had to go to war, so he needed Hollywood then to sell the war to the American people. And it was actually also the beginning of the star system. So Mary Pickford, Douglas Fairbanks, Charlie Chaplin, they were all involved in sort of campaigning and crowdfunding avant la lettre for people to donate to the war. It's also Griffith. He was the only filmmaker who was sent to the battlefields to film there, to make a propaganda film.
The man in the tin hat and bow tie is D.W. Griffiths, responsible for that silent epic, The Birth of a Nation. Their get-up may look a bit odd now, but they thrilled the audiences of their day with the first shots of a tank going into action.
And Griffith actually was very disappointed by the battlefields because there was actually nothing to see. It was all trenches. That was specific for that war, which was another reason why they needed all these magnifying tools to see further or across mist, etc. And as a side effect also, Hollywood became very, very big during the First World War because all competition in the rest of the world was decimated. And so it was really the rise of the power and dominance of Hollywood. I think that media can be considered as what Derrida called a pharmacon. So they can be both poisonous and healthy medicine. And I think a lot of the films in this program have that medicinal quality. They show how films can help to tell a story, to remember, to share, to get a hold of certain things. So it is very beautiful and very important, and in that sense, nothing to be afraid of, and something good.